How you doing?
Good.
Doug from DJS.
That's me. How you doing?
Good to meet you. We're here today. We're looking at some of the stuff that you got on sale today. What is this? I know every body shop that you walk into today has got some sort of a rack system. Yours appears to be a little bit different than some of the other racks that I've seen. Why is yours different?
Well, what we've done at DJS is we tried to simplify the thing. We made the shelves so you didn't have to take them off to fold up the rack. We made them so they just fold up and stay right in the same position. One of the things that we did is we also added some bumper racks in the back so we can mount bumpers on the back of the same rack.
All right.
Now, one of the things that make this a little bit more unique than most of the manufacturers out there is we chose a very tight mesh to hold the components. In a lot of cases, when you're taking vehicles apart, these are the size of some of the items that we're taking off. And the competitors' racks that are out there, they're using a very wide open mesh, and a lot of these components end up on the floor.
All right.
And you know as well as I do, it's things like belt molding clips, light bulb sockets, things like this, that once these things go through, land on the floor, they get kicked, and they end up across the shop. And these are the kind of things that we're aware of that are going to keep cars from being delivered on time.
That's the big thing today.
Right, absolutely. Cycle time is absolutely critical with these cars anymore. And things like this, we're very aware, are tying up cars and causing them to pay for rentals and things which we feel is just unnecessary.
Okay, so on-time delivery, this mesh is going to help you out.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else about these racks that you think is unique?
Well, one of the things that we did do is because we are able to fold these racks up so fast, we're able to store them, approximately 5 of them, in a space that it would take to put one of the normal racks.
Very cool. So it's a huge space saver as far as the shop is concerned. You don't have these things sitting out in the open,
Absolutely.
Getting in people's way.
Absolutely.
Very nice feature.
Yeah, space is critical. It's another issue that body shops are dealing with. They're very aware that space in the body shop is limited, and so if we can utilize the least amount of space with the most amount of usefulness, that was our goal.
All right, great. Now you've got something else back over here that I want to talk to you about too. What the heck is it?
Yeah, it's a little interesting looking, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, what we did is, for years at DJS, we've been making a very heavy-duty bed rack. It's a very simple design, but one of the things that we did that's a little different than most of the bed racks out there is we chose the same wheels that we use on our universal dolly system.
All right.
Each of these wheels is capable of holding 1,000 pounds. This rack is capable of holding 4,000 pounds.
Okay.
You can use it as a bed rack, or you can use it to maybe support the truck bed, or the truck cab, I should say, when you're pulling it off of that chassis, doing a frame swap. And you're able to free up the lift.
All right.
Okay. We also manufacture a very simple ramp, and this ramp design was intended for spray boost, but people are using them to bridge any kind of threshold, whether it be drainage ditches or gate crossings, and it allows the rack to transfer over those areas without having to lift the entire rack and bed to get it inside of your paint booth.
Or use 3 of your technicians to help you move the thing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What we try to do at DJS is utilize the equipment in a way that it takes what would take normally 3 or 4 guys, 10 guys possibly, and limit it down to 1 or 2 guys.
All right.
We realize that time is of the essence because of this whole lean process that we're having to deal with.
Okay. Now, you've got these things down here. Tell me about this.
Yeah. These are something that we just came out with. What we did is we took our bed racks and we converted this thing over into a paint stand.
All right.
This is how easy it is to convert this thing over and set your fenders on top of it, a bumper. This kit that we're looking at right here, it replaces 5 of your paint stands and a bed rack.
All right.
So by taking all of these attachments out, you're able to set a bumper on here, 2 fenders, a hood, and a couple of mirrors. And when you're done, they store back inside here, so we free up the deck, and we can still use it as a bed rack.
All right.
Now, space, we realize, just like in our parts racks, is an issue. So we made this so it folds up on its back and takes just a 2x3 space of your shop.
Okay.
So what normally would take 5 racks and a bed rack in a 2x3 space, we're able to do it.
And this is lightweight. The two of us just put this thing up like nothing.
Not a problem at all.
Very, very cool piece of equipment. Anything else you want to tell me about this?
No, if you don't mind, why don't we throw a couple parts on it so
I'd like to
how
see
it
that.
works.
All right.
All right. That's probably good. It's got to fit in that hole.
Oh.
So slide it over some more.
All right.
Go ahead and crank them down too.
Okay.
You're out just a little bit. There we go. Okay, pull it back in now. Okay, right there. This one you need to tighten up too.
Okay. That was easy.
Yeah. Now, we only put a couple of parts on here, and this might be a typical repair where we have a fender and a bumper. One of the important things about what we put together, painting the parts all on one rack so close, is, as you know, some of the 2-3 stage pearl colors that we have, it's very important to be able to keep the spray pattern close to the adjacent panel.
All right.
So we're able to do that by positioning it with these brackets and get all of the components very close, all the parts very close to the adjacent panel, and it really helps with our spray pattern.
Okay, so you don't have that metallic shift between one panel and another.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, having 4 or 5 different racks in the booth, being in different positions, this is a real common problem for these guys.
All right, now, what about the overspray that you're going to get on the system during the painting process?
Good question. I had a spray booth for many years, and what we would do is we'd spray the spray mask inside the booth, and then we'd wash it off after maybe 6 months or so of use. It's the same thing with this. If you apply a couple coats of the spray mask on there, it's going to allow you within a month of use or so to take it out, pressure wash it or hose it down, and you're going to get all the overspray back off and then still be able to utilize the brackets. Now, one of the things that we did when we designed this is we were aware of that. So we made the parts where there's plenty of clearance, so you can get a considerable amount of buildup on here and still have the adapter attached inside of the bracket.
Okay, but obviously for cleanliness reasons, you're probably going to want to clean this thing down.
Absolutely. You know, the booth is supposed to be a very clean environment. Otherwise, you end up with a lot of buffing and stuff, things that we want to, you know, with the lean process, stay away from.
Very cool product. Thanks for bringing it out today, Doug.
Hey, thank you for having me, Doug.
All right.
You take care.